Alison, and I have two words I'd like to say to you, and that is welcome back.
It's good to be back. Thank you.
I'd like to ask for you to pull the mic forward to you. So Alison, it's been a few years since you sat at this table, and please tell us how it feels to be back.
It's great. It's always, so emotional and wonderful to be here. I have such a long partnership with that horse. He's tricky, and but it brings a tear to my eye just being able to be here and hear the crowd cheer you on. It's just a great feeling here.
Well, I can tell you I've spoken to a lot of people who know what you've been through and how happy everyone is to have you back.
Oh, thank you.
Questions, please. John, Cheryl up here.
Alison, two-part question. How many times have you ridden our career, and was this his best test here?
This is our 7th appearance, and I think that, and this is close, but I think the 2014 test was better. I think it was a tick better. I feel like I was sneaking through the walk here. I think all 4 of my changes were quite good in 2014, and both of my left to right were just boring. They were fine. But he was great. But I certainly was praying for the walk to get done with, and the rain back not to be too exciting. But I was thrilled with him.
Next, Lisa.
Also, will you talk a little bit about how you think the track will suit him? I know it has changed around a little bit this year.
Yeah, I think to me, this is probably the most tiring track I've seen at Rolex. I certainly miss, it used to be, they changed the track last year, and this again is a little bit different from last year, but it used to be that we had this really nice long hill down from the tents all the way back through the steeplechase field, and it seems to be they could catch their breath and you could make a little bit of time. I don't think there's really anywhere to make time at the end. You have to be really smart in your turns everywhere and quick away from the fences. There are a number of jumps that require a coffin-esque, maybe not as slow as a coffin canter, but approach. So there's a lot of balancing, attacking. I just think it's a very tiring track. My first walk around, actually I ran with my dog on Wednesday, and I was like, oh, I kind of like the coffin better, it's a little bit smaller. And then when I took more time looking, I'm like, they're going to be shag tired here, and that is a big jump out. So I think I think the fitness is going to be different, and my horse is 17 now. He hasn't, he's very fit. He hasn't had to miss any canters, but he had a very light season, and obviously hasn't done a CCI in a couple of years. So I would hope that he remembers and will go the distance for me.
Next. Oh, Kim's ready today.
Marilyn, can you give your thoughts on the cross-country course as well? Because we didn't see you out here yesterday, so we'd like to
Everything looks a little big to me right now. I've only done 2 intermediates this season, so I've lost a little perspective, but I have a very experienced horse with a big heart. I think that the weather will play a very big role. We're all hoping for as dry of a day as possible, or at least as dry of a night. The footing feels very nice out there right now, but it's on the line. I go later, and Alison obviously is very late, so we'll both be hoping that we're not up to our knees. I think that there's going to be a certain amount of stone dust that they're going to put down, especially leaving the the new water complex that's in, as you're coming back from the quarry. I think that's going to be a bit soggy, and that's a technical question. So I think that they're going to have to do a bit of work to try to maintain it for all the competitors, but the jumps there's certainly plenty of technical questions. I think Derek has done an incredible job presenting a new face on a hallowed ground, and look forward to getting to take an old partner back out there.
Marilyn, will you talk about your test? Did you feel like this was her best test at this moment?
I had a test where there was some more moments of brilliance and had a few mistakes that were disappointing. But it was certainly one of the more relaxed tests, and I was very pleased to see that. She's been wonderful all week, really going to work, and a real pleasure to work with. She wants to be a reliable horse on dressage, and I'd like to be able to carry that relaxation into the future tests and also bring back a little bit of sparkle that I've felt before.
Michael, have you given any thought on changing any strategy for tomorrow with the forecast being somewhat questionable?
Not at the moment. We will see how is the weather tomorrow. At the moment, we try to go fast because I think my mare is in a very good form. She feels very happy and very strong, but it can change tomorrow morning.
And the forecast seems to be changing too, so it's not definite. We suspect something will probably come, but we really don't know quite how much and how bad. So we'll see. Yeah. So obviously when we see in the morning, I guess, is when decisions are made. John?
Excuse me, Alison, do you think it's an advantage or a disadvantage to go the very last tomorrow? And how might that affect?
I guess that could totally depend on the weather. If it rains quite a bit and the footing deteriorates, I can't imagine it would be an advantage to go at the end. But you're just dealt the cards you're dealt, and you deal with it. And right now, I have my plan, and you have to be wise and be a horseman and adjust as needed.
Next. We can't keep this short, keeping in mind we need to get them to a briefing. So, John, go ahead.
Michael, you're sitting there next to the Rolex Grand Slam. How important is that to you? And if so, why?
It's very important. For me, it's a very long trip to here. So I'm not coming to here to just have a nice holiday. When I come to here, I try to win, but it depends also every time on the horse. The horse say to you if he's ready in the dressage, if he's really concentrate, and you can try really the best in the first medium trot. Yeah, that is the start in the competition, and also then in the cross country, in the warm up place when you need a very good feeling, but sometimes the weather is not so good, or your horse feels not so good, or you lost a shoe or something on the track, then you have to go more slow. And in the end, it's very important that you have to finish the competition with a healthy horse, and then the season can go on.
And just a quick follow-up on John's question. So when you were here last year at the closing press conference, you were a little non-committal on coming back this year. So did the win at Burley and the chance for the Rolex Grand Slam, was that a factor as to why you are back?
It was definitely our plan to come to Lexington, and we're just thinking if we do one horse to badminton, or we go with both horses to Kentucky, because I like this competition very a lot.
Wonderful, thank you.
I just wondered how many times you walk the cross country course each, and how often does it alter when you walk it and you have a plan? When you're actually riding it, does that really go to plan, or how much do you change? Is that difficult to answer in a short time?
I walked it three times now. I walk it one more time in the evening, and I think one more time in the morning, next morning. At the moment, I have definitely a plan, but I have always on every fence 2 or 3 plans. You have also always you have to know the alternatives. If something happens, if it can change a lot. And at the moment we have a plan. Yeah.
Last question? Well, on behalf of Rolex, Land Rover, USEF, and EEI, we congratulate the three of you. Thank you for coming. We'll give you rides out because we know you do need to go to the rider briefing. Thank you very much and best of luck tomorrow.